So we've got some scraps here for the worm factory, the worm bin to feed the worms. We want to make sure that we keep them fed really good. So let's take a look in here and give them some food. So we just have different scraps in here. There's some bread, tomatoes, cucumber peels, basically tomatoes in here. And so we're just gonna open this bin up right here. And we're gonna take the first tier off. And we're also gonna look, oh my goodness, there's a worm up here. I wasn't expecting that. You see, we're supposed to have one tier right here, feed it right here. When that compost, when that worm castings is ready, then we take it to the next tier, do the same thing, and we'll harvest this, and then the worms, most of the worms will be up here. But I see a worm right there, a red wiggler. Most of the worms in here was a baby, but I can tell they're growing really fast. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that either. There's a worm there, worm there, worm there, worm there. So there's 4 worms, and they are really getting big. So they're doing super wonderful. See if I can get it right here. There's a worm there, there's a worm there, the worm there, and the worm there. The lighting is not that good because the sun is finally gone down, and excuse the shaking of the camera. So this is where most of our worms are, and they used to be, most of them are so small. They used to be that size. It's right there. And within probably 2 weeks, they have grown really big. And I think I put this food in here maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and they've already about got it devoured. So we won't put no food up in these tiers right here. We want to continue with these tiers down here. I see little tomato seeds coming up. At least I don't think. And see, the reason I did it like this is because at the end of the summer I got something going on, and I want to go ahead and be sure these worms, I thought, was going to have enough room and not expand too fast. And then I figured they'd finish this, and I would start with the next tier of feeding and so on. But they have already decided to move up. It's not that they ain't got nothing in here, they do. But we might have to harvest this soon. These tomatoes, I wanted to cut them up and before I put them in here, because this is going to be kind of hard to get this to shut. These tomatoes were just put in here yesterday, but with no refrigeration and the heat, they've been out here maybe an hour, and look, the flies are coming. That's crazy. All these flies came out of nowhere. Don't like flies, they're aggravating. But we're going to close this bin up because they're coming, because they smell these vegetables right here, these tomatoes that are starting to sour, and they just like swarmed in here. So we're going to close this up. We're gonna, the reason I don't like flies is because I don't like them landing on you. You swarm them away and they come back, you swarm them away and they come back. They're aggravating. So we're going to take a look in here, see what's going on. The soil is looking good. It's not dried out. I don't know how that tomato got up there. Maybe that's why they moved up there. There is some paper in here, like brown paper, bag paper, like packaging paper. and they love that stuff. So I don't really see any worms in there. Tomorrow, I'll probably, or the next day, see this is a little bit drier. It's okay, it's good, because I don't see any worms up here. But I put this like egg carton type paper in here, so, and was keeping it damp, so to help keep this these worms good as far as moisture wise. Now this has been like 100 degrees in here, and I'm just checking this worm bin out to make sure that it's doing good. It's not getting too hot. The worms are still alive. They're, you know, everything's going good. So everything at this point in time is going good. So I just been putting this cardboard paper over it. My grandchildren's pizza box, another cardboard, and then I have this shade cloth on here, and I just make sure that the sides are covered up and the back, make sure that it's covered up, so when the sun comes around from one side to the other, that all these sides right here are covered up. And so this being into a greenhouse is working out really, really well. So our worm bin into the greenhouse is working out super with our heat and our humidity here. And into the greenhouse, it is like, it looks like about 92, almost 94 degrees in here. And of course, with the heat index, that means it feels like it's more, and I can, trust me, it does. And so for a greenhouse and a worm bin, it is actually working. The reason I'm doing this testing here, because usually I'll have it sitting up under a tree. I have to watch it because of ants, and I still have to watch it in here to make sure they don't, you know, get into the worm bin because of the food, because of the ants. But I'm testing this out, see if I can do this throughout the summer, spring, summer, and then we'll move into the fall and into the winter, so that when winter comes along, they'll still be in the area of protection and I don't have to move it. So I'm trying to make things more simpler here, because as we age and as we get older, if we'll think about trying to find ways to make it more simpler and easier, because I know me, I'll move it here, I'll move it there, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that, and I used to do all that. But now I'm getting to a place that I just like, I want to set a plan and start testing things out to see what works here onto the homestead, so I can work smarter and not harder. And that's what I'm doing here today, working smarter, not harder, with this worm bin into the greenhouse. See you on to the next video.